Welcome back to my channel, you guys. I'm filming on my phone, so I may look to the side just because I can't help myself, okay? But today's video is actually just a get ready with me / let's talk about what's been going on with me. That could be a long video, so I'll try to make it a summary of what's been going on with me. But I felt like it was kind of an important video to make, not just because of like, hey, let me tell you about stuff, but just because of the fact that I've been having a lot of like fertility issues going on, and I thought it would be good to share that journey because I feel like I like to post a lot of like random stuff, like, you know, updating this, organizing this, like a lot of positive things, which I enjoy doing, don't get me wrong. But like sometimes you watch a lot of videos and you realize like, oh, everybody looks like they're perfect and things are going really well for them. And it's kind of giving off an illusion that's not accurate, you know? So I just wanted to be as real with you guys as possible, tell you what's been going on with me, why I haven't been checking in, and then kind of, you know, maybe share my journey with you guys and see if you guys are having the same struggles. So first off, I'm doing like a get ready with me simultaneously, so just because I have to do that anyway. So first, I just need to do my brows because as you can tell, I have not been shaving them or doing anything with them. So like you can see how tall they are like right now. It's like ridiculous. So I'm just gonna shave them down a little bit. I don't tend to do a lot with my brows as far as like shaping wise, as you can tell, but I just try to like keep them not wild, if that makes sense. Sorry if this is loud and obnoxious. So basically I'm gonna post a video here, so you'll be seeing my 35th birthday party first. Not party, but like, you know, trip. So you'll be seeing that kind of come up first because I wanted to try to do some things in order. I've actually been doing a lot of videos, but then I just haven't been editing them, and I feel like I've been kind of drained lately. I've just had a lot of going on with work and everything else, so I haven't really been myself, you know? Like, I feel like I'm doing stuff, but it's... Do you guys ever feel like you're just doing stuff, but you're, like, running in circles and you're not getting anywhere? Like, that's kind of the feeling I've been having a lot lately. So, you know, I just haven't had, honestly, like, the energy to devote to my channel, and, like, I want to edit my videos well and, like, make them good, but at the same time, like, I'm not obviously doing much. So I've been making like little video clips here and there and then not ever like editing them the rest of the way or getting them actually like channel worthy. So that's been the beef. So you might have like a backlog of videos coming soon because it's like pieces of videos that never got done. So anyway, but today's video is not about that. Today's video, trying to make the intro short, not good at it, as you know. So story time. Let me try to summarize what's been going on with me and do my makeup. It might be a journey, just saying, because I'm not good at this. So basically, a few years ago, George and I decided like, hey, we should just start having a kid because we're getting older and we've been wanting kids anyway, so don't get me wrong. It's like we've been wanting kids, but obviously it's like we kept putting it off, like, oh, we'll do it next year, we'll do it next year. And then I kept saying, you know what, the thing is, we're not getting any younger. You know, eventually, especially on the female side, you gotta kind of go for it, you know what I mean? Because you run out of time. So I've been feeling that kind of pressure of like my biological clock, the whole nine, you know? So I was like, all right, well, so for the last couple years, I was like, first year we were like, whatever happens, happens, you know? You just have a kid, you have a kid. We're not gonna do any like planning or anything like that in that regard. It's just, if it happens, it happens. No tracking really of any kind, right? But then I was having a lot of issues. Oh, gosh, I feel like I got an eyebrow hair in my eye. I feel like I was having some issues with my periods because, and sorry if this is TMI, if it's too much, don't watch, you guys. But I was having a lot of issues with my periods because my periods were like so irregular. Like sometimes I would have no period for like 2 months straight, and then all of a sudden I would have like this super long period, and when I didn't have the period I was like, am I pregnant? What is happening? Like it was very confusing. And then I started trying to get help, but at the same time, I'm not good about going to the doctor. Like, I'll be frank, I'm not good about it. So I really wasn't like being the best on my part as far as trying to get help, like, and the fact that I work the hours that the doctors work, you know, because I work in a doctor's office, I wasn't always the best about being like, okay, I need to make myself a priority and like actually go get seen for this. I would just kind of go to like urgent cares or whatever in the background, okay? So that's like on me because, you know, I did that and it wasn't a great idea, so I don't recommend that to you guys. I recommend you gotta like get a real doctor. Not saying that urgent care is not, but I'm just saying like someone that's tracking you along the way, not just going to sporadic places, because it is very complicated now. So that's, you know, my fault. So that's what I was doing in the beginning. I was just kind of going to like these urgent care places like Zoom Care and stuff like that on the side. Like, hey, what's going on with me? I'm not pregnant, but like, you know, I'm not having periods, so that's weird. And like I was, and now I'm not, and now I'm having double the period. You know, it was just a weird time. So they were like trying to figure it out for me, you know, and but they did some testing and they were trying to help the best they could, but like, you know, it was like complicated, you know, it wasn't something that you just go in and it's a quick fix sort of deal. So I basically was dealing with that, and then eventually I was getting treated. Like initially they said, hey, like your blood sugars are kind of high, like you should get that under control. But they never really diagnosed with PCOS or anything like that, okay, initially. It was just like, hey, your periods are irregular and your blood sugar's high. It could be because of your blood sugar. So I was like, okay. They said well, actually at the time they said, oh, it's you know, like it's kind of too high. Like it, you know, you're almost going to be a diabetic, that sort of thing. So I started doing a little bit better, and then like I guess after a while you're just like, I don't know, it's too difficult, I don't feel like doing it anymore. I mean, I'll be real with you, that's just what happened. So I kind of like was like, whatever, who cares. So I didn't follow up. Periods were still janky, like hot mess of a situation. Then I decided to like, I'm gonna be like legit and get a real doctor. I'm gonna have a primary care doctor, I'm gonna have an OBGYN, I'm gonna be like a legit person, you know, and have like legit appointments and like someone that can track me and know what's going on. So I started doing that like at the end of 2019, you know, trying to get everything situated. So they got me on metformin and my periods got regular, and I saw this OBGYN over at Peace Health, and I like, none of these things are slandering at anybody, okay? It's like a lot of this is my fault, so I'm gonna take responsibility for it. But so I was like, okay, great, I have a doctor and we've got a plan and we were testing things, and I felt like everything was going like super well, you know? So we did all these things, like I did an ultrasound, and that was normal. And then their diagnosis at that time was PCOS, because they're like, okay, well, you have the blood sugar issue, you are having these irregular periods, you know, it kind of correlates with PCOS. It's kind of like a pretty common, you know, setup for that. So that's what I believed I had. And, you know, I was like, okay, well, I'm taking the medicine and my periods are getting regular again, so things should be back to normal. So I also, oh, and then in the meantime, to make this more complicated, I was told I have a polyp in my uterus. So they're like, oh, by the way, you have a polyp in your uterus, and that could be causing issues too. It's probably from like not having your period under control for too long, because, you know, again, I wasn't going to the doctor. So I got that dealt with, and I got the polyp removed, and I thought, okay, things are going in the right direction, you know? So of course that doctor, because, you know, this is my life, that doctor left the clinic, so I basically had to find another doctor. So I could stay at the same clinic or go to like a different clinic. So in my options, I chose to go to a different clinic, because I was like, well, it's kind of confusing because I'm going to one clinic for my primary care and one clinic for the OBGYN, but the one that I have my primary care at, they also have OBGYN services, so why don't I just go there for both things, and then that way you can share records and it'll be just easier. So I switched my care over to this new doctor, which I love, like love, 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 love. So we started doing some testing, found out based on the ovulation sticks and my progesterone that I wasn't ovulating. So, but everything else, like everything else was under control. Things are looking really good, right? You know, all my testing was good. So I was like, okay, great. Like, I'm, you know, so excited. Like, we're getting progress. You know, I'm getting more serious about trying to have a kid. I'm trying to get my life in order, etc., you know? So trying to get everything in order. So that leads me to her suggestion after I was not ovulating was like, hey, you're gonna need these medications and you're gonna need to go to this special clinic called Oregon Reproductive Medicine. So I was like, okay, great. Well, like, where, you know, obviously, where's that? Let me get it figured out. So I made an appointment with them. Now, of course, they're like one of the lead people in this area for fertility issues, which, you know, is a problem. So basically, you know, they were like, oh, it's gonna take like 4 months to get in. So I just got my first appointment after my birthday, okay? So this is like a while of me sitting around like, crap, like I'm not ovulating, like, so I kind of stopped tracking it because I was like, well, what's the point if I'm not even ovulating? Like, why even waste my ovulation strips? You know what I mean? But apparently you can just, if you don't know this already, I'm stupid. I guess I didn't do enough research about fertility, but you can just not ovulate certain months just for fun. Like, you can still have a period and just not ovulate, apparently, which is really weird, but that's kind of what happened to me. So I had my appointment on the 6th of April, and that appointment went really badly. I mean, I'm still following. Literally broke me, and the fact that it was like like 2 days after my birthday that I have this appointment, and my thoughts are like, dude, I just turned 35. Like, I haven't even got comfortable at this age bracket yet, and already I'm being told, like, just put your, my God, I can't even think. Hang up the towel. What is the saying? You know, like, you know, who cares? You're infertile. Move on with your life. Like, you're just never have kids. Like, in my mind, like, that's where I took it. So it was very stressful. So basically, I needed to do some more testing because that doctor, now that I look back at it, that doctor really was like in the dark, you know? I had been doing all these pieces of tests here and there and this surgery, and like things are just all over the place, you know? So like, I guess I shouldn't be like that mad, you know what I mean? Like, I should try to understand this person's trying to just help me, and like, but at the same time, like, I guess just I mean, when, from my perspective, I guess, like, when you say someone's infertile, it's so final. Like, I mean, maybe to them it's more of a medical term, not necessarily like it's not a finality to them. Like, to them, that means we're helping you because of this infertility issue, you know what I mean? But like, when you word it as someone's infertile, it just sounds so final. Like, you're never gonna have a kid, just hang it up, you know? Like, don't even think about it anymore. Which, to me, I'm like, I've been wanting to have kids, like, I mean, not plan to have kids, but like, as far as my husband and I talking about it, we've been talking about it since we like got together, which has been almost 20 years now. So it's been a minute, you know, that I've wanted kids. It's just, obviously, you know, we were always trying to be mature and like have our lives together and stuff. So, I mean, there's that aspect of it, you know, but, you know, trying to be responsible, like, of all things, you know, like have a place to live, be married, like all the little like traditional things that, you know, like I wanted. So, you know, that's why we haven't had kids until this point, or try to have kids until this point. But like, for someone to just say like, oh, you're just infertile, and especially with you being 35, and I was like, dude, I just turned 35. I haven't had a full week of being 35 yet. Calm down. Like, I mean, like, I already feel old enough. Dang, okay. Try to make me feel worse. So there's that. But so what I've done in the meantime, let's update. I've had one appointment for just a regular ultrasound. Yeah, like, this is just where you are. Hold on, this was day 1 of my period. I had to come in for day 1 of my period, and then within that cycle, I had to come in for an ultrasound while I was on my period. See what your body's doing then. Did an ultrasound there. Kind of odd. Here I am doing it. Whatever. Doing what I gotta do. So, dead end. Normal results. Thank goodness. So, I go from there. I do blood work. Your vitamin D is low. Everything else is normal. So, I was like, okay, good. So chipping away at my list. Then at that point, I had a HSG, I believe it is. I keep forgetting the initials to it, but HSG, which is basically to see, you put in, basically it's an dye that goes into your uterus and, you're just trying to like go through your pipes, so to speak, just to make sure everything's open and flowing. Everything's normal structures. Thank goodness. Okay, let's chip away at the list. Went over to do another ultrasound the same week, basically right before you're about to ovulate. Are you making an egg or not? This was on Friday. There's an egg in there. There is an egg being hatched, so to speak. About to ovulate, I guess. So I was given a trigger shot, I guess you would call it. I don't know if anybody's had one of those that's listening, but a little scary. I work in the medical field, but I've never had to give an injection to anyone personally, or I've never had to give myself a shot. So that was fun. That's what I did on Friday. But it went fine. I was able to do it. It was a little weird because you have to mix the medication up yourself. You're putting in your own little syringe. They just give you a clean syringe and they give you instructions. They're like, go home and work on this. So, and it all has to be in your butt, which is even better. Like, perfect. Okay, let me inject this syringe in my butt all the way into your muscle. So that was fun. That was Friday. And then ovulation kit says I'm ovulating. Okay. So that's what this weekend's all about. Hopefully there will be a baby soon. Baby Vang will be approaching the destination soon. But that's what the update is. It's just been kind of a hot mess. Like, it's been literally an emotional roller coaster. I've had so many appointments in just a very short period of time, considering going from literally having no appointments to tons of appointments. Has been a little bit much. I mean, obviously I know when you have kids, like, you have to take a lot of appointments. I'm not mad about it, but at the same time it's kind of like different, you know? So that's what's been going on lately, and emphasis on why I'm like kind of stressed, because and then on top of that, it's like I need to be at work, but at the same time I'm like, I have to also think about myself, because I've been putting myself on the back burner, and you can see how well that's been going. So, even though I feel a little bit guilty about not being at work all the time like I need to be, I have to like try to put those thoughts on my head, because I mean, I can't do everything for everybody except me, you know what I mean? That doesn't work out long periods of time. And obviously that's not going to get me to my goal of having a kid. And you can see, like, since 2019 to now, you know what I mean? Like, I've been kind of putting this whole thing on the back burner as like a side project when it really should have been the main project. So, and my AMH was low. That was another issue, which I read about that, that's the thing. This thing has been happening so quickly, you guys. So quickly. This is literally since my birthday, which was the 4th, to now, as far as all these appointments go, for all the different ultrasounds and the different blood work and yada yada. But the AMH situation, I found out, and then I read about it because, I read that and then I'm like, oh my god, my AMH is low, which is supposed to represent your reserves of eggs, from my understanding from Dr. Google. So that also makes me think, I'm like, oh my gosh, I barely have any eggs left. I like have to hatch a bunch of kids. Like, not to use the terminology, but it makes me think of hatching anyway when I think of eggs. But I have to like hatch a bunch of children quickly because I'm running out of, like, there's not going to be any eggs left, you know what I mean? I have like a carton of eggs, that's it. Like, that's basically how it felt. So it's a little alarming. So, I mean, apparently 35's elderly in egg land, apparently for me anyway. So I need to like hustle and bustle, have some kids like ASAP. I probably have to be all back to back. I probably won't even have like any breathing room. I just have to be popping them right back out because I have no more time anymore. So that's a little scary also, escalating the time frame a little bit. But yeah, as far as the trigger shot goes, I did that. I haven't had any weird side effects from it, except my butt was hurting really bad. You know, like when you get a flu shot, it's like that, but in your butt cheek. So really, that part wasn't fun. I don't recommend that to anybody. But if it works, then highly recommend. It's also kind of costly too. My insurance, I gave my insurance, but then even with the insurance. I don't think my insurance covers it. That could have been the issue. I'm not 100% sure. It was like $140 for one shot. So I'm really hoping it works, because if I have to do that every month, that's going to be a little costly. But I'm hoping it works and I don't have to do it again. So that's what's up with that. In case anybody is wondering what one of those are. But yeah, I guess I just figured I would share the journey, because it's like, there's just been a lot happening in the background, and you know, it was some why I'm not online as much as I am supposed to be normally. I haven't been posting really anything since that last video, which is kind of sad, even though I made a bunch of videos. So I want to get back on that, even though it's kind of stressful time to do it, just because I'm like, I think it gives me an outlet to not be so stressed about other things I can't control, but, or as much as I want to control. But also, yeah, on top of that, to make my life even more stressed, I decided that this year I wanted to get a bunch of house projects done as well. So we are currently working on getting a new roof and new heating, air conditioning. So we've got all the arrangements for that going on. So that's gonna be some big expensive projects that'll be out of the way, because I figure if we're gonna have a kid soon, I wanna have like all these major things done, because obviously I wanna focus on that being a real big project, having a child, and not be stressed about that being an upcoming expense and those type of things. So that's what's going on with that. Anyway, I'm still getting ready. I got my brows done. I got highlight on. I got my face on. I will return back to you in a moment here. I'm going to do some eyeshadow. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, so it's going to probably take me a few minutes to think about my plan. And yeah, we'll be back and talk some more. I'm back, you guys. I decided to do yellow and orange look today. I have not done makeup in forever. I mean, to be honest, it seems to be a common trend of like, people are just not doing as much makeup just because it's, you know, obviously you're gonna wear a mask, what's the point? But I'm hopeful that one day we'll be maskless and it's gonna feel weird. Like, imagine how it's gonna feel without masks, you guys. It's gonna be so strange. But in a good way. Like, just getting used to not having a mask again. But I just cannot wait. And then that way you can put some cool looks together, and then you won't have to worry about your makeup getting smudged and all that kind of nonsense. But anyway, so this is what I'm doing for my eyeshadow. I'm basically using the James Charles palette. I know he's canceled, so sorry in advance. I'm still using it because I paid for it. And I mean, it's a good palette, so not promoting him or anything. But yeah, so I'm gonna use his palette. I'm doing this like really bright yellow. I don't remember what it's called, Bumblebee or something? I have no idea. He really should have put the names. I mean, critiquing him right now, he should have put the names on the carton. I know that cost more, or I'm pretty sure it costs more, but like, it would really be helpful right now if I'm like, yeah, I'm using this color. I don't want to know what the heck the color is. Like, right now I have the plastic sleeves still from back in the day, but like, it's called B. Alright, I was close. I was like, Bumblebee? I don't know. It's pretty yellow. But, so I'm just kind of packing this in here, and then I think I'm gonna do like more of the crease color into like an orange. So, anyway, but yeah, so a lot of projects going on. I'm pretty excited about just getting this roof done. Like, how sad, like, of a homeowner are you that you're just like, oh, my roof's gonna be done. It's gonna be so exciting. Like, and apparently having people come in and look at it have revealed some issues because of the fact that we've needed a roof and we've put it off, so don't recommend that. But yeah, there's like a little bit of mold in the attic, I think from maybe where there was possibly a leak. So definitely good that we're getting this done, but I'm not putting it off anymore. So yeah, so that'll be nice to get done, and then having new heating and air conditioning, and then upgrading to like a smart thermostat. So things are going well in that department. Pretty excited about it. So anyway, I figured I would share that at least. That's a positive. And the reason why I was doing this vlog today, other than just getting ready in general, is because of the fact that I feel like I see people talk about PCOS occasionally, but I mean, for me anyway, I feel when the whole conversation happened with the doctor, I felt really alone about it. And I guess the moral to the story, like, I don't have a kid right now, so I can't say that anything I'm doing is successful or anything like that. I can't be any type of inspiration to anyone, other than just I'm trying to have a positive outlook now. I'm like, you know, I'm doing all the things that I can do, so that's, I mean, like I said, that's all I can do, you know. If it happens, it happens. But I'm trying to be hopeful. Oh, and then the testing George had done was good. So I feel like at least we know that he's not a problem. I could still be problematic, but hopefully at least it is an easy fix versus a problematic fix. But I guess just offer some sort of hope, you know? Like, you know, or at least let you know that you're not the only one, you know? Like, this is really hassle, you know? It's like a struggle. You just want to have a freaking kid. Like, my whole belief before was just like, I guess when I was a teenager, I was like, oh my god, I'll be a teen mom, you know? Like, sorry if TMI, but in my mind, I was just like, people get pregnant so easy. Like, just, you breathe wrong and you get pregnant. But apparently not for everybody. So, some people have to work a lot harder at it than others. So, you know, just, it involves a little more work. Not everybody's an easy street, but, you know, here we are. Still working on it. But, I don't know, I'm hopeful. I feel like this year could be a possible year. I'm hoping it's, you know, this week, to be honest, but here we are, we're hoping. We're just doing what we can do, making things happen. So, anyway, hopefully, if you guys want to send me some good vibes, that'd be awesome. Really hoping for some good luck here. Hoping 2021 is the year. So, well, and my other thought too is like I really wanted to get pregnant last year, you know? I was starting to get a little more serious about it last year. And the more I think about it, I was like, dang, last year was kind of a hard year to be pregnant because of COVID, you know? But I'm hoping that maybe it was like meant to be. Like this year, maybe it'll be a little more positive as far as COVID is concerned. Like things will start getting back to normal and then it won't be as odd of a pregnancy, you know, versus like being in 2020 with it. So maybe that will be my hope. But yeah. Anyway, hope you guys are enjoying this full sunshine look. You can tell I needed an up boost. Like, I needed a joyous moment. Actually, it's looking pretty crazy, like, crazy good. I like it. I'm really not great at makeup, so if you're coming to me for makeup tips, don't recommend, but... And I'm probably not going to go really outrageous or anything. It's probably just going to be a mascara moment versus a, you know, full moment with, is this a marker? I bought this eyeliner. Oh, it's a marker, okay. Oh. Doesn't make any sense. Are the wrinkles in my eyelid? I had to straighten them out for a second. Okay. There's that. It's not the best eyeliner ever, but it's on there. So let's do some mascara next. Itchy nose, sorry. Maybe this one. I think I'm gonna do the Wet n Wild Mega Length. I feel like this one's really moist. Sorry to use that word, but it's kind of like too much sometimes because it like gets on stuff. So I think I'm gonna use this one because it's a little bit more dry formula. Like just enough moisture to be able to do the job. I'm back, you guys. If you guys only knew what kind of setup I have right now, you guys are literally in lipstick. No joke, you're sitting in lipstick. I didn't bring a tripod in here, so anyway, but I got done with the lashes. I just put on, like I said, I did the Wet n Wild Bad Bitch Lift, but I used, not their brush, but I used the Mega Length brush, also by Wet n Wild. I just mixed it up because I don't like this brush as much because of it being a wetter formula. I think I just explained that. But, so I just did that. My eyelid's twitching. And time for lips. So let's see. With this look, it's kind of a lot. So I think I'm going to go neutral. And I also, sorry, I keep itching my nose. But I just realized that I didn't put anything in the inner corner. So I want to do that really quick. I think I'm going to put my highlighter in the inner corner. So I'm just using Wet n Wild highlighting powder, and oh my gosh, what is it in? It's in Blossom Glow. So that's what I used on my cheeks. So I'm gonna put a little bit here, highlight this area, over a lot. Really like it. Maybe a little bit above the brow. Or like above the makeup up here. Okay, so I did that. Oh, and I didn't put any on my nose either. Boy, I am messing up today. I put it on my cheeks. You can see it's like super highlighted on my cheeks. I'm just gonna move myself there a little bit. Okay. I think we're done with that type of makeup. Okay, and now on to a little pinky and a little nude. It is the Mannequin one. I bought all these minis actually when he was getting canceled. Sounds horrible, but I was like, sorry to see it, but I'm gonna get the deals, you know, I want to get in on it. So I do have this brush. It's a little brown. Let's see, do I have another one that's not brown? Orange on here, you guys, but it's kind of like brownish. Okay, it's kind of a little coral brown. I thought it would be a base for this. Oh, this is so needing a sharpening. But anyway, well, hopefully sharing my story today, in essence, other than me doing my makeup here, well, you know, keep you guys going too if you're struggling with the same issue. It's not easy. I feel like there's just not enough conversation about it. I don't know if it's because of like embarrassment. And which I feel, because I feel like, you know, before all this, thought everything was like good, you know, but how fast things can change. So, and then the other thing that's weird about this whole situation too is like the doctor I have now is not even convinced I have PCOS. So I'm like, what? Like, I have some of the characteristics of it, but not all of it, which I mean might be a great thing, you know, maybe because it could be worse, but I don't know. That makes me kind of like wondering, like, what the heck is wrong with me then, you know? There's just a lot of unknowns. I'm hoping at least I'm on the right track, you know? Because before I was kind of like just sorting the pieces out a little bit by myself. Sorry, I'm really filling this in with it, like the pencil here. I just want like a good base underneath. But yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling a little more hopeful. It doesn't sound like I'm super hopeful, but I am. But hopefully me sharing this update with you guys gives you a heads up on like what's been going on, and like, you know, if you are struggling with this, you're not alone, like I said. And you're also not alone if you just take your whole pencil and just shove it right in your lip. Anyway, but I'm more hopeful than I've been. Like when I went to see her, like I haven't had a full consult on all these tests, but like it's been kind of like, that's normal, that's normal, that's normal. Take your trigger shot, hopefully you're pregnant. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping based on that information and how things have been escalating so quickly that I'm pregnant and I don't have to worry about any further testing, but you know, here we are. Feels like a root beer. Love root beer. I just smushed myself. Ooh, okay, I like it. Alright, so I think Mannequin was the right choice for this situation. Anyway, what do you guys think? But anyway, now that I'm ready, I will go ahead and end the video here. But again, just wanted to give you guys an update on what's been going on. Like, not just ditching you because I can, but because there's stuff going on and I'm stressed. But I do want to get back onto my channel and do stuff because I feel like it's kind of like an outlet for me and it makes me feel better. I just need to actually get on with the program, you know? And the sad part is I have so many ideas, and then I was kind of like playing around with my ideas, but I never like implemented them all the way. Sorry, I just want to put a little perfume on. Anyway, but yeah, so anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully this video helped somebody out, not just me venting about it's being stressful, but anyway, love you guys. Bye.